What's good, y'all boys? It's your boy Swank the Shocker back with another reaction video, and welcome. I know it's been a couple days. We're just gonna skirt past that. You feel me? We got an interesting video from Jubilee. Can anyone become a millionaire? My thoughts on that question off the rip? Yes. With hard work, dedication, and a good idea, I think anyone could become a millionaire. But we're gonna see. I'm not even going to hypothesize about how the video is going to go. We're just going to watch it. We're going to check it out. Hope y'all enjoy. All right, let's get into it.
As a millionaire.
The trade to $1 million is insane.
But it's still possible for them to do it, no?
It's possible, but to say anyone?
How are people going to, in a third world country, make money to be a millionaire?
Then maybe the way to become a millionaire
too.
from one of those countries is get out of the country.
You can't just get out of the country. I'm somebody.
She like trades and stuff.
Did you know that with AI's advancement, you
Jubilee,
too can be a millionaire?
Go.
Oh, what was the question? I would only date a millionaire.
Hell no. Oh crap. The person I want to date, I want to be able to show them, you know, all those experiences firsthand. Like, I've been with girls who have money, and it's like the worst thing ever. Like, for example, like the one thing for me, and it's a test I do, is like, for example, if a girl knows how to get into my car, like my Lamborghini, like you have to like specifically know how to open the door. I specifically let them figure it out. If they figure it out, that's the last date.
I get where he's going, but you're missing it, bro.
I want my husband to be like a really good dad and be like morally correct. And if he doesn't have a lot of money, you know what, that's fine. I don't know if men really are comfortable with that, to be completely honest. From my personal experience, they're not. They want to be the ones providing, which kind of sucks. But, you know, personality and morals and like their mindset is way more important than money.
I feel like money doesn't define a person at all. Like, if I'm gonna date you, it's for your personality, not your looks, not your money. I don't care. From personal experience, money
I wasn't
has
even looking at their ages, so they all like real young now.
So I agree with you guys.
I think her name is like Kelsey
as a woman,
or something.
I don't want to
like
be
that.
the one paying the bills and taking care of their house. And so for me, like, you don't have to be the richest person in the world. But if I'm gonna be a millionaire or multi-millionaire or whatever it is, I at least want to be the person that encourages you to do the same. But I don't want to be. I've had it done before, and it's been the most exhausting thing, because it's like, you can be the sweetest man ever, but if we go out and I'm paying for everything and I'm doing everything, it's too much. That's why I'm just like, I somewhat agree that I need you to be a millionaire, or at least be making enough money to where I'm fully taken care of. And then we can be a powerhouse together, like Beyonce and Jay-Z. So.
I think a lot of the times it's different from a girl's perspective versus a guy. I think girls want to be taken care of. I think it's a beautiful thing. I've always just been the one to take care of girls and pay for everything. I think as a guy, you should be doing that.
But I mean, on this topic, my point is, you brought up something.
Let me hear what you got to say.
Saying, oh, if the girl doesn't know how to open up my car door, I wouldn't even date her. I feel like, you know, I feel like it's ever so selfish, because you feel like, oh, I want to get happiness by making this girl, you know, spending money on her. But at the same time, I feel like the only binding factor in your relationship is money at that point, right? Because if you stop providing money to her, then she gets used to that lifestyle. Then she's like, okay, I'm gonna find someone else.
I get where he's going with that, but I also agree. Like, my man's right here talking about the Lamborghini door thing. Okay, I understand. I don't think he's young, so that's probably not what he means by that. But I understand where he was going with it. Like, you don't necessarily care. I'm not gonna say you wouldn't. If your old lady is a millionaire, fantastic. But I don't think most dudes necessarily care, because it's some kind of joy in being able to provide for like the woman that you love and give her everything and take her places she ain't ever been. It's a lot of joy that a man gets from being able to do stuff like that. So I understand what he's saying. Like, if you get a woman that's already been a millionaire before you, or maybe she was just with a man that was also a millionaire and he didn't show her everything, like, it's almost too hard to please her at that point, because what hasn't she experienced? I think that's what he's trying to get at. And I agree, but I don't agree at the same time, because it's so much stuff to do in this world. You just got to be a little more creative, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where you're coming from.
Is because I wasn't looking at it like a sense of like that, but more like getting used for it. Like, girls will want to go on dates with you because you can take them to that dinner. You know, they want all of that. So I feel like that's very common, that they will use you for that. And it's like it's a thing I'm scared of, you know? Like, it's happened to me many times. So it's like, I said it like that, and it sounded kind of crazy, and everyone was like, "Oh, what the hell?" But like, you know what I mean? You know, like, it's common. Girls will only come to you because you have the Lambo, because you make the money, and they don't care about you. You know, so that's what I was kind of going at. I like a
excuse me. I'm gonna blur me out, so I'm gonna like mute me so y'all can actually hear what he was saying. But I was hearing him at the same time I was sneezing. You might as well, honestly, you might as well let that go, bro. Like, yes, a lot of women are only gonna want you because you make $1 million, and they're not gonna really want you for you. But you had to know that before you went and made that $1 million. Finding legitimate relationships now is going to be almost impossible for you. The only way to truly find a legitimate relationship where she probably won't care about your money at all is if she's also a millionaire. But then at some point, when y'all start to slow down, and then y'all want to have kids, and she might want to stay at home with the kids now, she's still going to be looking at you for money. So money is still going to come back around into conversation at some point. So if you're looking for something like super genuine, I would advise you now, just let that go, man. Let the chips fall where they may. The right one is going to come to you at some point. Don't get upset about it, because that's just the way it is. Women like men with money. You a man with money. It's what it is, bro.
If you're white.
Yes. More opportunities. I'm not going to say it's easier, but you do have access to more opportunities. Yes. Anybody that don't agree, not living in the right world.
My mentor is not white, and he's worth $204 million. So I think I've seen it firsthand. You know, most of my friend group is not whites, and they do very well for themselves.
I would say you're almost an exception with what the majority is. I think majority-wise, if you look at just the demographic of the United States, you know, whenever you think of trust fund babies, whenever you think of houses in the Hamptons, whenever you think of that luxury lifestyle, it's not usually the Black demographic or people of color in general. For example, when slavery was a thing, white people had a 200-year head start to start their businesses, to set up their families for success and all that. So when Black people finally had the opportunities, which was not until recently, 1965, to really be in the same rooms as white people, you're looking at a large discrepancy in time and success and achievement. So I think just naturally in general, white people are taken as more serious because of the stereotypes that have been put on people of color. So that's where I'm like, I agree with that statement, not saying that people of color cannot be successful, but just saying that it's more likely for someone who is white to have better opportunities than someone who isn't.
I mean, maybe in past generations, what you're saying is 100% true, right? If you're based on race, people perceive you differently. But I feel like now this new generation, you can become wealthy from the internet, right? Like you're in Forex, I'm in crypto. I don't have to have any face on the products I create. It doesn't matter what race I am, because if they don't know who I am selling the products to them, I don't think it's at, you know, valid as a point today than it used to be in previous generations.
I actually agree with what he just said. In their specific generation, I'm not in a generation. I'm like one ahead, I guess, technically. But in this specific generation, no. I wouldn't say it's easier. It's just like, only because of the specific example he just used where you don't have to see the face. Like back in the day, like my parents' generation, my grandmother, my grandpa's generation, it had to be a face with what you was doing. You can't just sell anything to, I keep looking at the screen. You can't just sell anything to anybody, right? Because it has to be a face to go at what you're doing. But nowadays with the internet, and now a lot of people are generating content where you don't need to show your face at all and still make millions of dollars. Like he just said Forex. He said crypto, I think, but she don't just specifically do crypto. She do a lot of stocks trading, because I've seen her channel before, her YouTube channel. So it's no face that has to be behind you doing that. It's just your name, your card information to put your money into the stocks, and that's essentially it. So I do agree with what he's saying. He made good points. A lot of this, I'm gonna skip y'all through it, because I'm gonna be silent through a lot of it, because I want everybody to get their points out and like we talk about it. But that was a good point. I like what he said there. I really like what he said.
Your face doesn't always have to be tied to it. So, I mean, she changed my mind a little bit, because I feel like I was a little bit too harsh.
No, stand on what you believe in, man.
Point. Statistically, you were 150% correct. Like you were right. But I think in my firsthand experience, just the people I've been around, a lot of them
But that's what life is, though. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pause no more after this. I'm going to let it play. But that's what life is. It's about your experiences. Nobody else's experiences really dictate your life. From what he's seeing, it don't seem like that. So his points are valid, because that's his point of view. That's what's around him. That's what he's seeing. Most of the people that's successful around him are not just white people. It's mostly people of color. And that's quite possible. So It's all about your personal experiences. So his opinion is valid. I don't want him to change his opinion because his personal experiences led to that opinion.
So that's why I was like,
but at 15, I dropped out of high school to
yeah, there's no point in being in school.
And at 18, I moved to Dallas, Texas. I'm originally from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
No
I'm
point
Isabella, and I am a designer, entrepreneur, and reality TV
A designer.
star. I started out on reality TV on the show Toddlers and Tiaras. I was 6 years old when I was named one of the youngest self-made millionaires, and I really loved fashion, so I created my first brand, which was a suit and blazer line, sold that to JCPenney for private labeling, started a jewelry company, Wear Your Wins accomplishment bracelets. I created House of Bready, which is now my global business, which has made me more than $1 million now. And I'm also writing a book called A Teen's Guide to Business to show people how to
that much money by
become who I
16,
am
incredible.
today.
Incredible.
I
Both of them.
flaunted my wealth. 3, 2, 1.
Don't lie.
Go.
Everybody go to that side. And it's okay. Don't try to be humble. Go to that side.
I was bullied as a kid, so flaunting my
I
wealth.
want to talk about this before they say that. For everybody out there that's saying, oh, when you make some money, you need to be humble. Make sure you stay humble. Make sure you don't go out and do this, go out and do that. Bro, if that is not your personality, you don't have to be that way. Being humble doesn't make you a better person. I hate when people say that doesn't make you a better person. You can be the most flexing bastard in the world. You flex all your money. You flex everything. You wearing hella chains. You got hella whips, houses, clothes, whatever. You don't have to be humble when you make your money. It's a grind to get there. Do what you want when you make your money. I hate the saying like, make sure you stay humble, stay humble. It doesn't, humble is not in everybody's personality. You important. What's wrong with that? Going by that definition, everybody's going to have their own definition, and they're going to say, well, if you humble, you know how they say you humble, good things come to you and da-da-da-da. Bro, you do not have to be like that. If this how you want to be and you want to flex your money, you want to get down and show people like, man, I work hard for this. Hey, do you, and don't let nobody stop you. That's not your personality. Don't try to be like that. Humbleness don't bring you more or less of anything. People just find it less. I don't even want to say it looks better, because to me it doesn't. Like when you people that be overly humble, like, oh, stop, like I'm not making that much. What are you doing that for? If everybody know you getting money and you one of those people that be like, nah, not really. I'm not getting paid that much. Who are you trying to make somebody feel better? Bro, go crazy. Go crazy. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. Go crazy. Live your life. You earn that. You earn the right to be like that. And when you earn the right to be like that and talk like that and act like that, you can do it.
Like I thought like, oh, I got the Lambo, and like everyone's like, oh my God, you know?
I agree, and like I feel like I don't flaunt it, but like I've worked very hard. So if I want to post my nice car, I'm gonna post my nice car because
and don't
I
let
made
nobody
the money
tell
to
you
buy
can't.
that. I want to post me buying something at Gucci. I'm gonna do that because
Facts.
I worked hard for that.
No,
not
it's flaunting, and it's okay.
It's more
It's
of
fine.
like
It's
self.
okay.
You know,
You're proud.
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
It's
exactly.
okay.
Do you ever feel guilty doing that? Because sometimes I
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Because my like,
I would imagine, yeah.
like I agree with you on the I used to
I
get
think
bullied like
I'm gonna let her
crazy.
talk, but I think the biggest reason why people don't do that is because it's a lot more poor people in the world than it is rich people. So when you flex and you flaunt on Instagram and people see you in person and it look like you flexing even though you're not saying a word, naturally people's gonna be upset at you and think some kind of way, because half the people in the world, 99% of people in the world are never even gonna, I wouldn't say 99%, I'll say like 90% of the people in the world are never gonna attain that. Never in their life. They might dream about it forever, but they will never get to it. And so it makes that huge percentage of people not like you. And most people like me, I don't see it as flexing. When I see somebody getting it, I'm like, I'm in a deep dive. When I start doing stuff, I get real like hyper focused on it. And now I'm in a deep dive, like, okay, what does this person do to make all this money? Like, I use it as motivation, as fuel. These some young kids out here really get into the bag. Like, it's people that's gonna watch this and they're gonna despise these kids. I'm watching it and I'm like, bro, that's incredible. Like, I need to step my game up. I need to lock in, because if they can do it, anybody can do it. We'll talk about that later, because I'm sure they're gonna ask that question, but you'll see why I put the quotations around it.
Anyone can make themselves a millionaire.
This is a tough
3,
question.
2,
I want
1,
before they go. Anyone can make themselves a millionaire. Yes and no. And it's not because of a lot of the reasons that people think. I say yes because literally anybody can do it. You can get on your phone, you and your siblings, you and your friends, get on your phone, make a random TikTok. Somehow it blows up. You take that, you pivot to something else. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible. You can take a random, let's say YouTube video. I'm not gonna say TikTok video. YouTube video, you post it, somehow it hits the algorithm. It was just a good day. You posted a good video, boom. Next thing you know, you done blew up. You done skyrocketed. So now you touching money you never thought you was gonna touch just from that one video. So yes, it's possible, but I also say no. And that's mostly because of the lack of education. If you never been around a millionaire, the likelihood of you being a millionaire is very slim to none. Even with social media and everybody telling you, well, you can do this to make money. You can do this, you can do this, you can do that. You can do that. It's like a information overload. So it's so much information that now you don't know which one to choose from. Now you're stuck trying everything and now you're still not a millionaire. So yes and no, but no, mostly because of the lack of education and where a lot of people come from. So it's tough. I want to see what they're gonna say.
Really?
Oh, that's
think so? High.
There's so much free advertising, YouTube.
I mean, the reason why.
What's your argument to say that not everyone can make themselves a millionaire? Is it the non-equality thing or resources?
If you really look at the likelihood, you have to make $1,000 1,000 times, which is just insane. I think everyone can try their hardest, but you won't always get the right exposure to have $1 million put into. You won't always get the right opportunities. It's easy for us because we've done it to be like, well, I did it, so anybody else can do it. But there are many people that do exactly what we do, but yet you are in the position you're in for a reason. There's a lot of people that build apps and have a company surrounded by that. There's a lot of people that have done crypto and now their lives are in shambles. There's a lot of people that have done drop shipping and it was the worst thing they ever did. There's a lot of people that have built different companies and it was next to nothing. And there's millions and millions of bloggers on YouTube and it's amounted to nothing. Even for me, I know so many people that trade and I'm like, it's gonna be very hard for you to get to where I'm at because I traded and built a company, but to trade to $1 million is insane.
But it's still possible for them to do it, no?
It's possible, but to say anyone?
But here's the thing. But also,
I think if you're
looking at it from a standpoint, anybody.
If you're looking at it from the lens of him, where he's saying that's the trick word. I like the way they worded that. Anyone technically can be a millionaire. You can take somebody off the street that's never done anything of the sort that you're asking them to do, and they do it, and they could potentially become a millionaire. But I think the likelihood of anyone becoming a millionaire is very slim. Yes, the answer to the question is yes. Yes, anyone can, but the likelihood of it is very, very, very low. It's only 1% of the population even makes 100K. So it's very, very slim. But yes, possible. Just very slim.
You can,
I mean, the reason why, I also think I'm very privileged, to be honest with you, because I have, my mentor, he comes from, the projects. From the projects, and he's worth 9 figures. So for me, I go, if he came from that circumstance in life.
But I also think that most of us are in the US and that's where a lot of money is made, but a lot of people don't get granted a visa to come here. Think about the people that don't have internet. They don't have the library to go to
being
get
in the US alone is already just like a leg up.
That from their family situation, for some reason now they're homeless. And in order to, people always say, well, then get a job. But in order to get a job, you need to be able to have a home address, and not everybody has that. It's just those little things that we don't think about to even get to that first step of getting a job.
But here's the thing, right? Like you were mentioning earlier, you're basically saying that, people's life are in shambles because of crypto or Forex, but it's very rarely the mistake of external factors. It's because they did a mistake along the way, right? They were too reckless with their research and they just dumped all their money into it. I feel like the reason why I'm here, I wish there's maybe another one, but it's because I feel like it is possible, but depending on your circumstance, it could be exponentially harder, right? If you're someone from Ethiopia who has no internet access, for instance, then of course it's going to be so much harder, but it's still possible. I mean, if you
but
you're
saying,
saying,
what would you recommend they should do?
It's hard to say.
I don't know.
That's not fair.
It's easier because I'm Nigerian. I recently just came from Nigeria. They get paid $100 a month, and that's insane to them. So I feel like if you're going to say, okay, well, if you don't have internet access, it's still possible. Give an example of how it's possible.
I know someone who's actually Nigerian.
You can't ask him that because there's too many ways to make it possible. That's not a fair question. That's a loaded question because you can't ask him, well, how can they do it? You never know how you can do something. Everything starts off with just an idea, and then maybe that idea makes you $1 million, maybe it doesn't. That's really what it is at the end of the day. But I really like that. Dang, that was a long video too. 41 minutes watching that video. But thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate the love. We coming back for being consistent. I took a little small break because I'm working on some other stuff. Y'all probably see it soon. But thank y'all for watching. And remember, this was a good video because I had something that I want to start saying after my videos. I think this is a good video to start it off. Remember, it only takes one good day, one good week, one good month, one good year. And you can accomplish anything in this world you want to accomplish. With that being said, we out.